What was that fucking the Trump restaurant? The Trump grill. It was like a pot sticker with truffle oil.
It was like a pot sticker, like a gyoza dumpling.
And you were like, no.
It's drizzled with truffle oil, and that's just what like dumb people think rich people eat.
As a fan of truffles, no, it doesn't go in sweet and spicy.
The Asian palate does not handle truffle oil. It's not.
Very French. Very French and Italian. Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm watching RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 6, Episode 8, Snatch Game of Love. Woo-woo!
Yep.
Woo-woo!
Love a Snatch game.
For starters, my notes aren't updated.
Oh.
We're off to a great start.
We're fine. It's fine.
So, yes, this was finally Snatch Game, which apparently they do slightly differently in All-Stars. With this being our first All-Stars, it's Snatch Game of Love.
Is that always for All-Stars?
It was last season.
Oh, it was last season too. Okay. I didn't like it as much.
Do you like them all together?
I think I do like them all together because it offers more opportunity for cross joking and everything.
Well, we went straight there, so let's go there.
Yeah.
They were divided into two groups. We had group one was Ginger as Phyllis Diller, Trinity as Whitney Houston, and Kylie Sonique Love as Dolly Parton. And I feel like it's noteworthy she was vintage Dolly Parton, like 70s Dolly.
Yeah.
And their Snatchler,
at the very least, 90s Dolly Parton.
And their Snatchler was Cheyenne Jackson, who is not getting uglier.
He is the opposite. He's getting hotter every moment I see him.
He's always been good looking, but it's like shockingly.
Did you see those pictures on my new plaid pants posted?
No.
Okay, we're gonna circle up.
I saw the other pictures.
I'll have him post those here because he is hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
So they were in the groups of three, and it really was. They were interacting a little bit more. Well, they interact during Snatch Game as well, but it really felt like both groups. It felt like the first chair was sort of ganging up on the second and third chair.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like Pandora was really, or not Pandora.
Eureka.
Well, I meant Ginger was really, really chiming in a lot with Whitney and with Trinity and Kylie, and the same with group two was Eureka as Divine, Pandora as Kim Cattrall, and Raja as Latoya Jackson, and that Snatchler was Fortune Feimster. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't frowned upon by the judges or anything like that, but it just seemed a little.
I mean, I suspect that's why they split them up the way they did, so that one would be on each team. But then it was like one really good one pretty good one, and one kind of dud in the middle on both teams, and it's sort of like,
Well, my girl Kylie Sonique, I think, is kicking it out of the park, especially in context. Once you consider what a lot of her critiques and a lot of some of the the sense that I got was she came into this a little bit shy and a little bit quiet, and so far she's knocked straight out of the park Steven Tyler, Jessica Lange, and Dolly Parton.
Yeah, and
that's a roster.
Her Dolly was really good, and her Dolly was good faster than the Steven Tyler, we didn't see a lot of prep up for that, but the Jessica Lange took her a minute to get in there, and the Dolly was like fully birthed.
Well, honey, I might be married, but I can look at the map. Don't mean I'm going on a trip.
And like I said, it was a slightly different, because we just recently saw on Saturday Night Live this year, Melissa Villaseñor's Dolly, which was very, modern, contemporary Dolly.
Equally good, though.
Well, I would say better, but I liked that Kylie brought something. She brought something to it. And there's a lesson that I've learned from a lot of this stuff, because though I'm not a drag queen or really a performer in that regard, I am an artist and I have done a lot of competitions and stuff. I try to think, what would I do in this situation? And it fills me with an existential dread. But one of
why are you doing that to yourself? I'm just like, I'll never be in a position like this. It feels amazing.
No, it really does. But one of the lessons that I take away from it is that a fully committed mediocre bit is better than nothing or chasing the dragon, like going all the way and floundering.
Which is why I think that like Eureka didn't do amazing.
Because I didn't think she did either, but they seemed to like.
Well, okay, her look was so on point.
And it was the character.
Yeah, it just was like, I'm not sure I would have been a fan of Divine. I think Divine was a lot more than I'm willing to put up with.
We understand and respect.
Oh, yeah.
Her legacy, her place, but probably not personal. Fans. But no, it felt like a lot. And like I said, it weirdly came off, at least to me, like they were kind of pushing around the other queens. I thought Raja did a great job as Latoya.
Hi, Latoya.
I agree with Michelle that she probably could have pushed it further.
Sure.
But she did not embarrass herself at all. And this was Raja's first Snatch.
Yeah, and
game.
RuPaul was pissing laughing.
Well, Raja took the note.
Could not keep it in.
Raja took the note from RuPaul. It was the smartest thing she did.
Yeah.
And it was very funny. And it felt, I mean, I don't know a ton of Latoya Jackson. I watched VH1 reality shows in the early 2000s, so I have a base knowledge, but Latoya appears to be a bit of an enigma wrapped in a contradiction.
Yeah.
And so Ru told a funny story about how she once said that her favorite food was sushi, even though she doesn't like fish or rice. And so Raja really took that one to the bank.
She did. It worked, though, and I thought it was great.
I think, Pandora. I have been a fan of Pandora's this season. Finn. I mean, I've liked her, but she's really. It's almost like she gave up before she even got here.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think this is me. This is just my innuendo or my sort of like my opinion from what I'm gleaning watching this, as we frequently say, reality TV show competition. But it seems like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
Yeah.
In a world that is changing and growing. It really, I don't want to be ageist or reductive in that regard, but it seems like she doesn't know who she is in this world anymore.
Well, I think especially
there's a timidness. Yeah,
especially up against these specific queens who are pushing a lot of boundaries, especially like fashion wise, because I think that she could have been sort of like as mediocre as she's been in some of the challenges if her fashion were a little more exciting, if her like runway was a little more exciting. And so I'm like disappointed. I like her. I think she's good enough. I think her Kim Cattrall was basic. It was tried. It's been done before, but I thought it was better than Trinity's Whitney Houston, which was a belly flop.
Yeah. Just so much so that Trinity through a confessional tapped out.
Yeah.
Like she was like,
yeah,
I'm done. There's a lot of talk about people like, I have dignity. I'm going to finish this or see this through. And I've always been like, are you? Really?
You don't have to.
Is that the dignified?
We're not gonna make you.
Because I would have been like, bye.
No, like, we're good. I'm fine.
I'm done. No, the Kim Cattrall, it was a very old impression.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would have slayed in like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, it's like she was doing a very standard dated Samantha.
Yeah.
Because Kim Cattrall, I mean, she doesn't exactly have this like massive legacy, but I mean, the mannequin, the cop, the Police Academy movies. She's in Porky's. Like, It's like she's done things. And I would have found a way to work a mannequin joke in there.
Sure. Yeah.
And it just kind of, she didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's like she kind of was waiting for like her magic reserve to kick in, and it just never did.
Yeah.
In ways that like you can tell Kylie came to the table with several things prepped.
Yeah.
Like that landing strip joke she had prepped.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was funny. I liked that. I also I preferred Kylie to Ginger.
I did too.
In this challenge, for sure. And maybe it's probably like my lack of familiarity with like deep Phyllis Diller lore, but I responded.
It was
to Dolly
Ginger.
more.
It was Ginger doing Ginger
yeah.
to me, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And with the Dolly, I could see the work Kylie was doing playing a character.
For sure.
Even the way she walked out at the end with like the big tits and it was a pleasure doing business, or a business doing pleasure with you. So yeah, I fucking the Raja Latoya, the nose and the eyes.
Yeah, it was very, very on point makeup, which made me really disappointed about her pop art runway. It was like the least pop art in my opinion, and their opinion too.
I was really underwhelmed with this runway, and I don't know if it's because, I mean, I like pop culture.
Sure.
So in theory, I feel like I like pop art, but I guess not.
I like pop art. But it's like Andy Warhol's not the only one who made it. And so it's like, and literally every single one of them had their own faces on their thing in the like Campbell's Soup Marilyn Monroe thing. And I'm just like, I get it.
Well, 3 of them, like literally Ginger, Eureka, and Pandora had the like a mod cape with just like blocks of their faces on it. It was the same look.
To me, it was just a little boring.
Well, showing my hand, once I have a thing, I have a thing. Kylie's was my favorite. Kylie and Trinity were my favorite.
Both of theirs were a little bit different. And like, I didn't think it totally fit the brief, Trinity's thing, but it was a really cool look.
Okay, well, I wondered if we were going to talk about it, and I think all we'll say is we absolutely, absolutely, absolutely appreciate and agree and stand by the message. I don't know that this runway is the runway I would have done the message with.
That's the thing is, like, I think the message is important, and I think it should be everywhere all of the time. I just think it didn't 100% fit the brief. I mean, she had the comic book lines and everything on her thing and on her.
Well, makeup, because she's the only one that did the pop art makeup. I was surprised no one else did. Yeah.
It's probably harder than it looks.
But I just thought that the message mixed in with the pop. I felt like they were at cross, like it was dichotomous in a way that it made me, I mean, not uncomfortable, but it made me like, oh God. It shocked me, rather.
It didn't have the elegance of Simone's. Yeah, that one was like, and that was the moment to do it in too. So that's.
But the look, the Trinity's look, her dress and makeup was probably my favorite, followed by Kylie Sonique. I loved the butt cleavage.
Oh, who doesn't love
the makeup?
Butt cleavage?
I didn't really like Ginger's all that much.
Did she do it too?
No, she did the paper doll with
yeah.
She won though.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't really, I mean, her performance was good. Well, she just is good though.
Yeah.
Like but for me it was very Ginger being Ginger.
Yeah.
If
it had been me choosing the winner in this week, it would have been Kylie 100% for me.
Also this bitch Ginger is going to win the $100,000 before she even wins.
Yeah, she won like 50 now?
She's won like 55, if not. I'm trying to think of the many challenges. I think she's won $60,000 already.
Jesus Christ. She's given away 5.
Because that was one of the funniest. Like Pandora had like 2 or 3 lines in this that were really funny, but she was like, "What if I give you the money back? Will you
vote for me then?"
I wondered if Ginger was going to get rid of Trinity.
I did too.
Because Trinity's competition.
I did too. Yeah.
I don't like playing that way, but it's a way to play.
Yeah, I did too.
And Trinity had been in the bottom before.
Yeah.
I was really sort of bated breath with this one.
Kylie also was making points this episode because she was like, when Trinity falls, she falls. And I was like, it's true. And like, that's the kind of thing where it's like, what is consistency better than like a really jagged up and down? She literally won her second challenge last week and then immediately was like, pfft.
Well, and here's the other thing. And this goes with Pandora too. Like Pandora left on this really down note. And I'm like, girl, this was a good show.
Yeah.
Show it. Like you did not embarrass yourself.
No.
Like
the Kim Cattrall, the worst thing that you can say about it is that it was just tired.
But I mean, to come in 6th out of 14 people, that's not embarrassing.
You're fine.
And back to Trinity. I mean, I think Trinity could, and possibly should win this. But if you ask me, she's already redeemed herself.
Trinity, yeah.
I mean, she's already accomplished what she came here to accomplish.
For sure.
So, and again, like I said, when I picked my frontrunners being Raja and Kylie, Raja, I thought she did great in the Snatch game, but the look really faltered for me in a way that I thought, oh man.
I agree.
It just sort of, she's usually very reliable, I feel like, in runways.
Yeah.
And it was, for me, it was like uninspired 3 ways over.
The only thing I'll give her is that it was at least different. She still had her face on it, but it was only once and it was on the back only.
And I did like the I'm not gagging.
Yeah, no, it was funny. It just, again, it didn't totally fit the brief to me.
So we had Heidi in Closet as the lip sync assassin. It was great seeing her back.
Yeah.
She's still Heidi in Closet. She's still a little.
I love her.
A little bit of a bumpkin, a little bit green.
She's my little gap tooth sister.
Well, because she lost her hair.
Yeah. Was that not planned?
Not
she
there.
had a ponytail. Oh, okay.
Not at that point.
Okay.
To the song Sugar Walls. Was aware it was a thing. Thought I knew it. I didn't. It's
Miss
terrible.
Sheena Easton. Yeah, it's not
terrible.
It's not a good song.
It's not good. It's not a good beat. It's not clever.
No.
It's not subtle.
Ugh, you were right. It's not subtle. See?
It's definitely not subtle. She literally says, "Come inside my sugar walls." Like,
they feel unsturdy.
yeah.
And that's where I go, is I'm like, this
like
infrastructure's fucked.
Structurally,
Yeah, this is not
unsound.
That's just where I went. And sticky. It just like, I was like, I don't want any part
Just
of
like
this.
like a melty, sticky.
It's no Pink or Pink by Julia Michaels or Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
Or even How Many Licks, My Little... I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of Sugar Waltz.
No, not my fave. Not my fave lip sync. I also, Tina Knowles was right there. Why was it not a Beyonce song?
Or Solange.
Or Solange.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, Beyonce and Solange know how to do a beat.
Did we mention Tina Knowles? The Queen Mother,
No.
Tina
Yeah.
Knowles was there. Tina Knowles Lawson. It brought it. The girls were shook.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Because when Trinity was in the bottom, she was like not in front of Tina.
Yeah.
But also we mentioned Cheyenne and Fortune. I guess they have a running bit with Drag Race.
I kind of love it.
I do too. It's funny. It makes no sense.
It's very Seth Meyers and Stefan. They've apparently been having this like affair behind the scenes, and they proposed to each other.
But I love that they both proposed to each other,
Yeah.
and they both were like, "Will you make me the happiest man?"
Yeah.
Like, it was very good. I mean, all in all, so we did not watch Untucked. I watched it last night. It was fine. It was the only 2 real things of interest where they talked about how they weren't fighting with each other, which, having not seen any other seasons of All Stars, so I can't speak to that. But it feels like with All Stars, you're moved up an echelon.
Yeah.
But a reverence, I think, once you reach that point, and then Trinity and Kylie made a couple passes at each other.
Oh my, all right.
It was interesting, much to Eureka's chagrin.
Oh, poor Eureka.
So you're like, now I kind of want to watch that.
We'll see.
They were running out the clock mostly. Yeah. There was not much.
Well, they're not fighting, so they have to fill it in with something.
So
game within a game. Still waiting for that. We have been told in comments that it is coming and it is more exciting than we think it is. So we'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got like anywhere between 3 and 6 episodes left.
Okay. This needs to be over before September because we have a big storm coming, honey.
So yeah. Okay. Well, like, subscribe, hit us up, tip, Patreon, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok.
We don't have a Snapchat.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah, whatever. Smoke signal. You make it work.
Conch shell.
Okay.
So I'm watching.com.
I'm cutting you off. Goodbye.